Check out this, guys. Just crossing the Mason-Dixon line, leaving Pennsylvania and entering Maryland. Currently in Penmar Park. There's the AT sign. Awesome overlook of whatever state, Maryland or Pennsylvania that is. This is Washington Monument. It's a stone monument on the trail. Here's a little sign about it. In the Civil War, it was used as a signal station. Yeah. Right now we're at the top of Washington Monument, and this is not the big thing in DC. This is in Maryland, but over there is Pennsylvania, as we can see there, and then over there is West Virginia, and we're in Maryland right now. This is the top. It's like a stone tower, and there's a staircase that you climb up and down. So there's this thing called the 4-state challenge that some people try to do, which basically means you go through 4 of the states on the AT in a day. And you might think that sounds crazy. It kind of is, but it's doable, but it's still a lot. So coming from north to south, there's Pennsylvania, which is a very long state. So you would start like right at the Pennsylvania-Maryland border, and then you go through Maryland, which is about 41 miles. And then it goes through West Virginia for like 4 miles, and then you're into Virginia. So you would be in 4 states on the AT, and it's like 45 miles. So it's a lot. I mean, the biggest day I've done is 22, and that's a lot. So I'm not doing it. I'll take my time and go through this. A lot of Civil War history on the trail here in Maryland. Battle for Fox's Gap. Deaths of 2 generals, and there's a monument to General Reno there. Brigadier General Samuel Garland, 1862, was killed there. And then we got the Lost Orders and Maryland Campaign of 1862. Historic Wises Field. A lot of heavy fighting occurred here during the Battle of South Mountain, September 14th, 1862. Don't know the history behind this building, but I'm guessing it was built in 1887. AD, it says over there. So, home again, this time for Thanksgiving. Should be off trail for probably 6 or 7 days. But I'll be going back, got off in just before Harper's Ferry. Trimmed another little piece of my footprint, a whole 0.4 ounces. It adds up, guys. Alright, hello guys. So, I was home for Thanksgiving, and I'm in I rented a car to go home, so I'm in that rental car now, about to drop it back off, and should be on the trail soon. Car rental tip in general, Enterprise, they will pick you up and drop you off for free. So it was super helpful. They picked me up right from the trail when I was leaving, and it was like 10 miles from the location. Near Harper's Ferry in Charlestown, West Virginia, and then they should be able to bring me back. So save me on 2, moderately expensive Uber rides, also, so the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, they arranged with Enterprise at several locations along the trail, Charlestown, West Virginia, near Harper's Ferry being one of them, for like a discount. So it was a pretty big discount, like pretty substantial. So it's in the AWOL guide. Well, feels good to be back on trail. Every time, I've said this before, but every time I go home, I'm always eager to get back. So this is my final stretch. No more getting off to go home. I was just home for Thanksgiving. I've got 300 miles left, and I'm planning on doing it in about 2.5 weeks. I have a little deadline because I'm meeting my dad's going to pick me up. We're going to visit some family. So it's going to be a push, but it's the final push. So I feel like I can do it. I'm going to have to average around, I think, like 18-ish a day. So got to get up right when it gets light out, and get to camp right before it gets dark, and I can do those miles in that time as long as I don't dilly-dally. Got to be careful with towns, like just strictly going in to resupply. Can't really, spend much time in towns, much time at restaurants. So it's going to be a push, and I'm going to go for it. The weather looks pretty nice actually this week, like lows of 30, highs of 50, even like I think 60 one day. So I brought some cold weather stuff from home. I brought my NeoAir X lights, another sleeping pad, so I'm gonna have that and my Z light, like foam foldable one. So 2 pads, so it can be more comfortable and warmer. Because I wasn't, with just the foldable one, the Z-Lite, I was cold when it got down like below 35. So got that, and then I got my sleeping bag liner, so that should be good because I was cold sleeping. So I'm happy with that. I'll carry the extra weight for the next 2.5 weeks. So my base weight is now around probably like 15. Also got a new pair of shoes. These are the Ultra Lone Peak 3.0s. And these, I was using Salomon XA Pro 3Ds. I used 2 pairs of those for most of my hike, about like set 1,800 miles. Those were great. They work. They're very good quality shoes. Salomon has a good warranty. They replaced one of them when they wore out. But I felt like there could be a little more comfortable shoe for me, so I want to try these out. I've heard that these are extremely comfortable, but they do wear out quickly, like maybe 400 or 500 miles. So I'm really excited to see how they work for me. Maybe they'll allow me to do more miles, because the other ones, once I got above 20, 21, which I've done just a few times, my feet were very blistered. So hopefully taking the last week off and using new shoes doesn't give me crazy blisters where I have to really slow down, because that'll affect me keeping my pace for the rest of my hike here of the AT. My new shoes are also not waterproof. My last ones were, but I didn't like how my feet would be very sweaty at the end of the day. Gotta wait for the freight train to go by. The trail crosses these tracks here. Alright, train just passed. Now I can go ahead and cross. While I was home, I retreated all of my clothes and pack and shoes with permethrin for ticks. Even though ticks are unlikely this time of year, still can get them. And you have to retreat every 6 weeks or 6 washes for clothes. That's just how long the material, the agitation of the washing machine will cause the permethrin particles to break off. And the sun, I think, is what causes that day limitation. Oh, and I stopped using my sole insoles. I want to just try how the stock Ultra ones do. This is the Potomac River right here. In Maryland, there are a lot of historical sites, historical monuments, so a lot with like around the Civil War time.